getting ready to teach yoga for headache relief. I actually kind of do have a headache today, and I needed to tape a class for Patreon, so I just decided I'm going to do what I would normally do when I have a headache and tape it for you guys. And I have with me a bolster, 2 blocks, and the yoga massage balls. So if you don't have yoga massage balls, then you can use any kind of little balls that you have, maybe tennis balls, lacrosse balls. I have even used golf balls in a pinch. And just, you know, sometimes like if you have pets, even those little dog balls that you can buy. So anything that's a ball, you know, around this size, it can be bigger, it can be smaller, will work. If you don't have a bolster, just grab a big pillow or a couple of big pillows, and your blocks can always be books or shoe boxes or soup boxes, anything like that. So when I have a headache, number one, I have a couple of things I try to do. Number one is make sure my clothes are really comfortable, which is why I'm just wearing, like, this is my favorite t-shirt. It's the most comfortable, and these are really favorite comfortable pants. I take off like earrings and necklaces. For some reason, necklaces seem to irritate a headache for me. So I remove that jewelry and I take my hair down. I have found that, you know, because of what I do for a living, my hair, I wear it up often, and that could contribute to my headaches. So I take my hair down. I do try to make sure I'm hydrating, and if I am getting a headache, I'll try to drink a little more water. And then just check in with how much I've had to eat, how my sleep has been, those types of things. And then, you know, before I go to the medicine cabinet for some ibuprofen or acetaminophen, I look for some yoga props and getting down on the floor. So I'm going to begin with a little bit of movement and then move into stillness to really relax. So let's begin in a table pose, coming on to hands and knees. So knees under hips, wrists under shoulders, and just slowly begin to cow and cat the spine. Inhale, arch, gaze up. Exhale, round, gaze down. So just breathe the way that it would feel natural for you, in a way that helps you feel you can get all the air in that you need, and release as much of the air out as you can. One more, just up and down. And then come to the center and take this from right to left. So just push the hips to the right. Come to center and push hips left. Feel your neck getting a nice stretch. Think of a little abdominal work just to keep your back in a really safe place. Maybe you feel more like a shift into one hand and knee. After your next time to the left, come to the center. And then begin to circle this cow and cat. So just hand, hand, knee, knee, and roll. Letting your head move along with the movement of the body. Letting your breath flow with it. And then take it in the opposite direction. Inhale, exhale. One more time. And then come to the center. From here, let's take a child's pose. So you can bring the big toes together, knees apart, maybe a little wider than hips distance, even wider if that feels better for you. Extend the arms. Relax your hips. Really let your forearms and elbows drop down. Breathe. You don't have to take big, deep, long breaths. But feel nice and complete in your breaths here in child's pose. You don't want to breathe into the neck, throat, and chest. Only we want the breath to come into the belly and the lungs as well. yourself down and maybe begin to take a little roll of the head, massaging the forehead on the mat. And then back to stillness for a few more breaths here. On an inhale, come on up to table and have a seat. Cross right leg in front of left leg. And then just get comfy. If this isn't a very comfortable position for you, sit on top of your bolster or a pillow or some blankets. So I learned about this pressure point a long time ago that I do use for my headache, and it's right here in between the thumb and pointer. So just take your other pointer and thumb and find that little space in there. I kind of like to rub and massage it. It feels a little ropey. And start just with, a little roll back and forth, finger and thumb. Try to make sure you're not lifting the shoulders as you do this. And then maybe think of drawing a little circle. Try to breathe, maybe close your eyes. Then the other way with your circle. And then just hold. Give it a nice tight pinch. Feel that there is a lot of sensation radiating from that pressure point. All the way into the hand, down the fingers, up the arm, into the neck and the head. And then release. Just take a moment, let your fingers maybe wiggle, noticing how the hands feel. We'll do it on the other side, so take the pointer and thumb in between the other pointer and thumb, and just start going up and down with your fingers. You want to feel that your back is tall, but your head is just very light on top of the spine. Turn that into a circle. Let the sound of your breath be soothing. One other thing I didn't say is make sure you have soft light or no light. And if you are listening to music, soft, relaxing music, maybe a little silence could be nice. And then the other direction. And then just hold and give a pinch into that pressure point. Feel the radiation of sensation. Release it. Bring your hands down. Take a deep breath in. And take a long breath out. We'll take a little sandbag. So bring the right hand over to the left side of your head. Bring the left hand on top of your shoulder. Keep your heart lifted and just gently pull the ear and shoulder away from one another. Oftentimes, headaches come from tension alone. That's all. You don't have to put anything else to it. It's just tension. And a lot of that tension can be in the shoulders, the traps, the neck, into the jaw. And then gently release it. Taking your left hand over to the right side of the head. Taking your right hand onto the shoulder and gently pulling the two parts away from one another. Hear the sound of your breath soothing you. back to the center. Just simply change the cross of the legs. And then take your hands, lacing your fingers behind your head. Keep the heart lifted and just gently bring your chin towards your chest. Don't even feel that you're really forcing the elbows in. Just let gravity pull the elbows. Again, this is a space where you'll feel the sensation radiate. So it might start at the base of the skull, travel down the neck, all the way down your back. You might feel this all the way to the tailbone. With your head, and then use your hands to just give you a little massage. You can start at the base of the skull on the sides and massage the neck. Make your way into the traps. So don't add any tension to do this. Feel as relaxed as you can. Maybe using the thumbs in the front. Getting more into pressure points. And then you can take your hands to the jaw, bring your thumb underneath your little corner. Take the 4 fingers and just gently pull down. Let your tongue fall, let your lower teeth fall. Give a little pinch to the jawbone. And then slowly get back down. So find your balls, whichever balls you're going to use, and then bring them horizontally. If you don't have a bag, that's okay. Once you're on them, they won't roll out from underneath. They're going to go right between the shoulders, like right here at the traps, at the bottom of the trap. And then you can take a block or a pillow also and just put it here for a headrest. And then slowly, mindfully, make your way down on your back and then bring the balls right under the traps. Bring your head right under the block. So we're looking for a space of sensation. If you need to bring it any lower, you can. You do have to do a little adjusting and wiggling to get it just right. Feel like your chin just rests a little bit forward. You don't want it up like this. You want it just heavy. Bend your knees, no pressure in the lower back. And then we'll take some arm movement. So keeping shoulders down, just raise your arms as high as you can above your head and lower them down. Very slow, very controlled and soft. Inhale, lift it up. And exhale, lower it down. So this is giving us a massage here in the upper back by pressing down into those spaces nice and deeply. But go easy with yourself. If it's too much sensation, just move the balls to another location. Take about 3 more. Lower the arms, relax them, and then just turn your head to the right. Stay here on the balls, heavy body. Soft breath in and out. Bring the head to center, and then just turn it to the left. Bring it to the center. Just roll slowly to one side to press yourself up, back to seated. And then we'll move the blocks down to about the center of your mat, one on each side. And then we'll put the balls to the side and find the bolster, bringing it long ways. We'll come into Supta Baddha Konasana. So place your low back against the edge of the bolster or pillow and recline. If you don't like this feeling in the low back, you can stack up some pillows underneath here to ramp it up. You can also do this without lying on a bolster. You might even want to lie down on your bed and do this. And then have the blocks out to the sides to support your knees as you bring your feet together, knees apart. So we aren't looking here to have any kind of big stretch or big opening. This practice is to soothe and comfort and relieve us of our headache pain. So don't worry if that doesn't give you enough sensation. Let the shoulders drop. Let the hips and the lower back sink heavily. Now soften your face. So you want to think of having no expression at all. Breathe. So you can kind of slide the blocks out from under the legs, roll to one side, press yourself up, and just have a seat. Just relax your feet. Don't worry about flexing or any kind of big staff pose. Let your hands and fingers feel softly relaxed. And then let's make a bridge for our forward fold. So you can take your two blocks on the outsides of your mat and then take your bolster or pillow, need mine a little closer, I've got a big wide mat, across. So you may need to bring the blocks in a little bit so it doesn't droop in the middle. And then we're going to fold gently, not looking for anything major. When we do, it's kind of like bringing your hands into a mudra, like fingertips together, and then the thumbs are going to go right here between the center of the eyes up to the eyebrow. So just take the arms over the bolster. You can take your fingers together and just rest here with some pressure. You could also take the fingers and kind of rub and massage the scalp and the hairline. the weight of your head pushing in. Feeling the radiation of sensation. Tension builds in the neck or shoulders. Try to let it go. It's not about just remaining totally relaxed. It's about awareness of when you become less relaxed, when you let tension start to creep in. And then just let your arms either fall down and your head comes to the bolster, or you could take your arms out and stack your hands for the forehead. You can also stack your fists. Just don't grip really tightly in the hands, but feel that the hands are loose and soft. Really let the shoulders go. You want to soften around the posture that you're in. Breathe. And slowly make your way up. So take your bolster out of your way down to the side, and also you can move your blocks out of the way. And then I'm going to go into legs up the wall. So if you only had a little bit of time and you only had time to do one thing for your headache, I would suggest legs up the wall being it. So come toward the wall. You don't have to be right up against it. You can be. You can sit right up, or you can sit a little bit back from it. And then use your core in your transition. I'll move a little to the side. And float your feet up the wall. So we don't want to be so close that our hamstrings are really talking to us. So make sure you're at a distance where your hamstrings feel relaxed. Your toes, your feet, your ankles, your knees, your hips are all relaxed. If it feels better to let the legs really turn out or even open a little wider. You want no effort, so you can even find a little softness, a little soft bend in your knees. And then let the palms float up and the arms just go to a comfortable space for you. Find a little space between the lips and teeth. So make sure that the teeth and the lips aren't touching. And let the tongue drop down to the floor of your mouth. Close your eyes with smooth eyelids. So I didn't mention at the beginning, but if you have an eye pillow, that's always nice to have when you have a headache. And you could place it here. Like if you do this video again, then the next time you may have your eye pillow over the eyes and legs up the wall. Embrace some stillness and some quiet. Breathe softly. And then start to bend your knees. Feet go to the wall. Just let the heels slide down comfortably. If you feel too close to the wall, back up. Make it feel good for you. Very slowly just roll to one side and then use your hands to press you up. So we're going to finish in Shavasana. So I like to feel very supported in Shavasana, especially when I don't feel my best. So take the blocks, if you want, down at the bottom for the heels, and then take the bolster underneath your knees. So I'll also invite you, if you want, to use the balls and place them anywhere you like. Like sometimes I even like to take them out of the bag and just simply lay them in my hands for a little extra pressure. But you can also put them up behind the neck or anywhere on the back that feels good for you. So I'm going to bring them in the hands today. Make sure your hair isn't feeling pulled anywhere. Make sure your clothes are comfy. If you need a cleansing breath or a few of those, then take them. And again, make sure your lips and your teeth aren't touching and that the tongue is on the floor of your mouth. Notice your toes. And then start to let them relax. Slowly let your attention travel up the body from the toes. Every space you notice, relax it. Get to your head. Just picture the energy there, softly rising up, almost like a connection above you. Maybe it swirls in energy above the head. Maybe it circles. Maybe like vertical lines reaching for the sky. Feeling like all pressure is released yourself up. Just a very small and very gentle movement. Take your time to roll over on either side in a fetal position. Slowly make your way up to seated. Just comfortably with the backs of the hands resting on the knees. Try to keep a soft feeling in your face. Take a breath in through your nose. Take a breath out through your mouth. Bring your hands together at heart center. Be gentle with yourself. You are a child of the universe, no less than the trees and the stars. In the noisy confusion of this life, keep peace in your soul. Namaste.